This is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. If you're interested in these products, check the links in the description. In this video, we're talking about covering cupcakes with rolled fondant. And I have a piece of pink rolled fondant that I've already rolled out with 1/4-inch guides using my large fondant rolling pin. I've greased it with a little white vegetable shortening on top to keep it from crusting over and drying out, and I've just covered it lightly with some saran wrap. That way I can work at my own pace without worrying about this drying out too much on top. I'm going to use a cookie cutter to cut out the shapes that's just roughly a tiny bit bigger than the top of the cupcake and kind of lines up with the outside edges of my cupcake papers. That way, when I give this a nice little layer of buttercream, that fondant will be enough to cover it and come completely to the edges. So I'm going to get the cupcakes ready with just a little buttercream first. And this is one of those things, if you're using a crusting buttercream, you don't want to do too many at once because you don't want it to dry out and for your fondant not to stick to it. So I just start with a little dab in the middle and then just gently with my spatula, smooth that to the edges, leaving just a tiny bit of a mound in the center. And fondant, while not the best tasting decorative option, won't melt. So if you're in a place where there's a lot of heat, it can be a nice option, especially for things like events in the summer or if you're going to be outdoors. Now there's a couple of different ways you can use it, and one is to use impression mats if you'd like to create a pattern or design, and you can just go lightly over, right? I have a little kind of Harley Quinn pattern mat there that'll give me a nice kind of crisscross diagonal design that you'll see once I hold it up, right? I'll hold up my little mat, and it's just a small one. So if you're using small ones, then you just have to line up the pattern again, roll again, and repeat. But that's a little extra step that you don't need to do. I also, when I work with cupcakes and I'm covering them in fondant, typically like to fill the cupcakes, which I'm not doing here because these are just for display. So you can see that kind of impression there. Nice little crisscross pattern. Then I can just lay it over. If you need to work with it a little and it's tacky, you can always give it a tap with a dusting puff and some powdered sugar, and you can just use your fondant smoother or a spatula, another tool, or even your hands, just to gently press that out to the edges. You can see that that covers our cupcake with a nice, neat finish, right? We're gonna go ahead and cover our second cupcake with just a plain round. And I'm gonna go ahead and cover my excess. One of the great things about doing it this way is you can work at your own pace, nice and slow and steady if you need to. You don't have to rush. So we're just gonna lay that over top, give it a nice little dust, and then just gently use our fondant smoother to make sure that we're getting contact with our cupcake. We have a nice, smooth, domed appearance, right? And nice, clean, beautiful edges. And then we have a beautiful surface that's perfect for piping numbers, monograms, or adding some little details. I'm gonna get my excess fondant out of the way so it's easier to see, but I have some just cute little extra sugar details left over from other projects. And I'm just gonna use a little buttercream, and you can see this is a nice, simple way to go ahead and decorate some cute little cupcakes, whether they're for birthdays, anniversaries, bridal showers, baby showers, birthdays. They're a great stable way to decorate a cupcake. If you like your frosting and your fillings, I always recommend coring cupcakes that you're gonna cover with fondant and filling them either with a lovely fruit filling, ganache, or buttercream, so you have extra moisture and more of that good stuff so that it's okay for people to peel that fondant off and just enjoy the tasty parts of the cake. But this is a quick mini lesson on covering cupcakes with fondant, which is a great stable way to do so for those hot, warm summer months. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like more about the cake decorating materials and equipment we use, or just some inspirational videos about cake decorating itself, you can follow us on Insta or YouTube at Cake Decorating School. If you'd like to know more about yearly membership and what it entails, you can go to www.cakedecorating.school.com for more information. And if you're interested in these products, you can check the links in the description.